Welcome back to the Metro on 101.9 WDET FM. I'm Tia Graham. Now, the track we're listening to right now is from local up-and-coming DJ JMT, and this song is called The Godzilla Flow off the Ghetto Tech Rejects album. Let's play it a little bit longer.
Godzilla Flow, Godzilla Flow.
Now, we just heard from John Collins, an architect of Detroit's techno's foundation and a steward of its truth. Now we shift from the roots to the rising, hence the musical choice. This is a track that I grew up listening to, but this has been remixed by the new up-and-coming DJs. Ember LaFiamma is part of the future that Detroit is promised. She's a DJ, a producer, a vocalist, and a space maker. She grew up in Detroit, surrounded by the sound, techno, house, and of course, ghetto tech, without knowing what the world would call it. Later, she learned the music that shaped her was born right here. Ember's not just performing, she's also building. She co-leads Homie Hangs, a nonprofit that hosts free and donation-based DJ sessions and production lessons in community spaces across Detroit. She makes her own music, she teaches, and she builds bridges. And now she's about to open the Detroit stage at the Movement Festival this Saturday. So what does it mean to carry forward a sound rooted in resistance and innovation? Ember joins us now to discuss that. Ember, welcome to the Metro.
Peace. What up, though?
What
y'all?
up, though? And we do want to hear from you all. Detroit gave the world techno, but is Detroit Techno City? The number is 313-577-1019. That's 313-577-1019. So, Ember, let's go back to the beginning. What did music look like for you growing up in Detroit? We talked about it a little bit.
Well, I definitely grew up listening to like Motown, jazz, blues, everything. Like we listened to everything. But again, I heard house, I heard techno and ghetto tech, and didn't even realize that that's what it was. It was, they would call it like basement music or booty music or, you know, just dance music, jit music.
Yes.
You know, we have jit in here, footwork. So I grew up watching my family and my aunts and people enjoying themselves, and they still don't even know the name of the music still. I'll tell my mom I'm on the lineup with Godfather, and they're like, who is that? And I sing the song Uh-Oh or something like that, or one of the songs, and they're like, oh, yeah, I know that. Mm-hmm. You're on the lineup with them? Yeah, so it's cool.
That's an amazing thing to even process in our brains. You and I were talking a little bit earlier about just growing up, and we heard one of our callers earlier say, like, it's not on the music radio anymore. We grew up with it on the radio every single weekend. Like you said, it was the club mix or the booty mixes or whatever you wanted to call it. But we heard it all the time, and we had no idea that it was foundational to who we are and who Detroit
I thought
is.
It was all over the world, but it actually was. But it was local. It was local artists making these things. So.
And when did you realize that it was a global musical export from Detroit?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to say, honestly, but I know that I dived more into techno and realizing that we had a techno museum here, and it was birthed here around like late 2000s, you know. So, yeah.
That's an amazing, once again, to just be a part of something that we have been so connected to our whole entire lives is an amazing thing to think about for yourself, especially as well as your family. But just talking about your upbringing, you are a part of the Underground Music Academy, correct?
Yes, I've done classes there. I did a workshop there. They did an Elements workshop with a bunch of DJs. There were like a lot of DJs that applied. And we learned the elements and got the things that we needed to succeed and better our career there. And then, yeah, it's been really cool. I'm also taking producer classes there, too. So it's really cool. They take in a lot of different upcoming artists that want to further advance their career.
And when would you say you began DJing, like officially began DJing?
I officially became a DJ in 2019.
Wow. So I assumed, that's what I was thinking. I said, I think she's relatively new to the field. Not too new, but relatively new. So talk about working with folks like Wajid and running past folks like John Collins, knowing that you've had this connection with them.
It's really cool to know that people from my city are here at arm's reach and they can teach us things that they went around the world. I took my classes with Seraphine Collective, and I'm a part of Seraphine Collective. They had our classes at UR, and we learned vinyl. And then John Collins came and talked to us one day, and it was really cool, and I've been sticking to it since. I'm self-taught digitally, but I've been learning from any and everybody that I can pick their brain. So, yeah.
And
cool.
Talk about that community there. At first, can you explain what the Seraphine Collective is? And then just talk about the community that you've been able to pull from and learn from, because Detroit is one of those rare spaces where there's tons of mentors who are willing to give you information and knowledge. So just talk about the Seraphine Collective and just working with these mentors.
So Seraphine Collective is a femme, non-binary collective. We prioritize femmes. And they train us on how to beat match. So they teach us how to beat match, and they taught us how to set up equipment. And they would loan or rent out the equipment as a music library, and I would constantly get the equipment that way. It went inactive during COVID, and then it's transitioned, and now I'm one of the leads. Right now it is a music library, but we mostly assist organizations like Homie Hangs with gear that they don't have, and we let them use the CDJs so that we can teach more people. So it's kind of an intergenerational type of thing. We just pass it on. And we have UR and UMA helping us, and they're guiding us and advancing us in the next stages too. So
I just love the multi-generational approach to it all. You have the Underground Music Academy, you have Underground Resistance, you have now Homie Hangs, which we're going to get into Homie Hangs. But I do want you to describe your work both musically and deeply community-based. That's how you describe your work. Mm-hmm. What made you see those two things, music and mutual care, as inseparable? How do they connect?
Well, I grew up with my family being very like tribal. We take people in, we gather together, we eat together, we create things. Most of the time you can calm people down or relax with them when you're listening to music. Like, you bring people from all different walks with music and food and be in community. So I take that approach with everything that I do. I find the patterns and things, and I put those things together. I started doing things in my backyard, in my basement, in the apartment, and then venues. And I just kind of keep that same home-like feeling with everything. So,
and the one thing that I've noticed that it's a theme that's been going on with the artists that we've brought on the show recently is this theme of community and being a part of a village and having people that you've been able to connect with, pull from, whether it's knowledge, whether it's for help, no matter what it is, it's a community that you're coming from. Can you talk about the importance of having a strong foundational community, especially when you're trying to express yourself creatively as a DJ?
You need like minds. People help like steel sharpen steel. So it helps to be around people that have things in common with you. I don't know. Like, I feel like you need other people. Like, you have to have people around that'll motivate you. We help hold each other up. We wouldn't really get far without each other. That's how everyone survives. So when you realize that everything is connected, you'll move that way.
And speaking of, we brought it up a little bit earlier, but Homie Hangs. Now, Homie Hangs sounds like exactly what it is, but I want you to describe what Homie Hangs are.
So Homie Hangs started in the house, and it was just a couple homies. We would get together and teach each other how to use equipment that we didn't know how to use. So I knew vinyl, I knew a little bit of digital, but I didn't know CDJs. And you kind of need to know in order to do big festivals. So my friend had some, and we learned them together. We would get more and more DJs, and it became a bigger thing. So now we have like a lot of DJs, beginners, we have experts, we have guests come through and teach, and we learn from each other. It's not very formal, it's very underground, and we just learn and help each other. Yes. And we also put each other on shows. So,
and I think about the artist that we heard opening this segment, JMT, who's a part of Homie Hangs as well. And you guys are a part of this new young a group of DJs who are coming together collaboratively, helping one another, but also propelling each other, whether it's supporting each other at a venue or spreading the word on that person. Can you talk about the community that Homie Hangs has created and continues to create?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's exactly that. We play each other's music at shows. We'll share music with each other. We give each other opportunities, or we just encourage each other. Like it's like a family in a way, but everyone is family, and it's a safe space. So that's pretty much what Homie Hangs is.
We're talking about the future of Detroit techno and building community around it. Our guest is Ember LaFiamma, a rising voice in Detroit's electronic music scene. She makes her Movement Festival debut on the Detroit stage this Saturday. And we do want to hear from you. Detroit gave the world techno, but is Detroit Techno City? The number is 313-577-1019. Now, we got some music that we're going to get to in a moment, but not just yet. We do have to get to the phone lines. Adriel from Detroit is on the line. Adriel, is Detroit Techno City?
Oh, absolutely, Tia. You know it is.
I was going to say, we've seen each other out at Spotlight a few times. I know.
Right. Yeah, Detroit definitely is Techno City. And, the innovation that it took to create this music, that it still takes to kind of create this music. But, I love techno because of that emotive feeling that you get, right, when you listen to it, and then how we connect to it, which through dance, I think is super spiritual.
Mm-hmm. And Adriel, just talking to you right now, this is Adriel Thornton, by the way, but Adriel, just chatting with you, in the past, you talked about Detroit and its rave scene and how it was at its height and it was so much fun. It was so raw, and then it slowly went away. Can you talk about that time in between when it started to go away? What was happening then?
Well, I think there were several things. If you're talking about when it went away, there were several things that I think started to really that contributed to that. One was that there was attention from, the police department and other entities that really sort of put a negative spin on parties, or raves, I should say, right?
Yes.
But then I think also there was a rise of some really hot clubs. I mean, not to say that it's fault, but, the success of a Motor Lounge, for instance, really made sort of going to the rave as the only place you could hear this music unnecessary. Right. So, and then I think also, too, that people just sort of naturally aged out, and realized that maybe we shouldn't be at this dirty warehouse at 4 a.m, right? But I think that's natural, right? It's evolution of things. Just have to say that spirit still doesn't exist, because it does. But I think that the scene, too, was innovating, right? Back then, so it was fresh, it was new, it was really, really exciting.
Yeah.
But that can only be sustainable for so long before it jumps the shark, right? So.
But all right, Adriel, thank you so much for calling. I was hoping that we did hear your voice because I know you've been one of the supporters of just techno in the city of Detroit for a very, very long time. So, Adriel, thank you so much for giving us a call. And I do want to bring Ember back in really quickly to respond to Adriel, because you and I were talking a little bit, and we were talking about how you wanted to update or spruce up ghetto tech so we can kind of bring it to the light a little bit
happening.
more. Yeah,
it's all over the city. The underground still exists, and there are young artists and older artists that are making things that is more palatable. You can play it on the radio. You can play it everywhere. It's good for all ages. Like, seriously, check out JMT, Full Body, Disc Jockey George. There are a few different producers that you should check out.
Full Body Do-Rag?
Full Body Do-Rag.
Yes, I love Full Body Do-Rag as well. But Ember, you are making your Movement debut this year, opening the Detroit stage. Mm-hmm. Here's a quick mix by you right here.
Who can shake the best, huh? Now shake, come on now, shake, come on now. Who can shake the best? Who can shake the best, huh? Now shake, come on now, shake, come on now. Who can shake the best? Who can shake the best, huh? Now shake, come on now, shake, come on now, shake, come on now, shake, come on now. Now who can pop the best? Who can pop the best, huh? Now who can shake the best? Who can shake the best, huh? Now shake, come on now.
I don't even want to stop it. I just want to groove with you and Robin in here right now. But Ember, that one was Shake. It's one of the mixes that you have. What does this moment mean for you, not just professionally, but personally, being able to not only perform in front of a Detroit audience, but doing it on such a large stage that is Movement Festival?
It means a lot to me. I'm from Detroit, the West Side, born and raised. I come from people that make music and things. My dad was a DJ. I found that out. He passed away at a very young age, and I am his namesake. So I feel like I'm supposed to represent my city and my people, and people from all over the world get to embrace what we do here. I've been doing things in the underground, in the basement, and all types of stuff for a long time. So to be able to bring it to a main stage and have the opportunity, it means the world to me. And we're off the water, so it's going to be very, very spiritual.
Yeah, just talk about the spiritual feeling that you hope to bring to the audiences, to the stage. The frequency and the way that techno goes through your body is something special.
Mm-hmm. I was just talking to John Collins about this. I have a party a series called Mood Theory, and it basically plays on vibration, like music and sound, and color, and it induces moods, and music does that. Every vibration does that. So I intend to use frequencies and things that I grew up with, sounds and things that move me, to induce a mood over the crowd. Water.
Which is just going to be an amazing feeling once again. And before I let you go, 30 seconds, what do you hope someone younger just stepping into this work sees in the future of Detroit techno?
I hope they see themselves. I hope that they can picture themselves there, because you can do it. Like, we are Techno City. We'll always be that. And just keep embracing it. It exists. Pull up to Homie Hangs. Come learn.
DJ Ember LaFiamma. She makes her Movement Festival debut this Saturday on the Detroit stage. Ember, thank you so much for joining us on the Metro.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
The Metro is produced by Sam Corey, Carey Jr. II, and Jack Philbrandt. Our engineer is Nate Bender, and our senior producer is David Lyons. The show is hosted by myself, Tia Graham, and Robin Vincent, and The Metro is a production of WDET, a listener-supported service of Wayne State University. This is WDET-FM, Detroit Public Radio, your connection to news, music, and conversation.